I feel like my life's been really good. There are definitely a lot of ups and downs. I think especially being more trans femme, there's a lot of things that you don't realize, like a lot of privileges you don't realize that you have when you're like a cis gay man versus like a trans femme or trans woman. It's very transphobic. It's definitely rooted in transphobia. And I think they're targeting kids first and they're gonna go to adults afterwards. It's just kind of scary because this is home, you know? And so I have hope that Texas is changing. If you just met us or talked to us without being combative, without accusing us, I feel like you would love us, you know? Like, we're literally just people. We are just people, that's all. I wish you could just have dinner with us once and just see how we interact, be open, and just see us as human first. Before trans, before anything. Like, just remember, like, we are human also.
I mean, I've been happier like than I ever been, you know. Um, I think like before I was very like in a dark place and stuff, and now I'm just kind of like loving myself, you know, loving who I am, getting to be who I am, you know. I just think that they fear what they don't know. You know what I mean? Because I think it takes a lot of like bravery and it takes a lot of guts to be like who you truly are. Like to think that, you know, you can go on a date with a guy or whatever, and whether they know you're trans or not, you could end up possibly dead or hurt. And I think that sometimes the trans community gets a bad rep of like who we are. I feel like we're very sexualized, and that's not right either. You know? I think people try to give us a bad name, and it's not right. What we need to do is not step down, not to be intimidated by these men in suits. I'm just gonna keep doing me, you know, keep living my truth, keep living my life, and, you know, stand up for what's right. Let people know your story. Because what I think is a lot of people just don't really know what goes on in the lives of trans people. It's not a single person's not gonna win this. We're all gonna win this, you know, together.
So before transitioning, I lived as a lesbian and I was out. I did transitioning because things were, even though everything in black and white was right, everything in my body was wrong. Through a lot of therapy and a lot of like practicing self-love, I realized that, it's okay for me to be a man and I don't have to fight it. I always knew that I was different, but not in that way that people usually tell their coming out stories. I don't feel like I was born in the wrong body. I feel like I was born into a body that I could change as I needed to. I sense another transition coming, which is an interesting part of a bigender experience. There is no after to my story, it's always going to be during. I think it's a lack of information and fear. I take it back to a perceived lack of love and resources that is fueling fear against the other. And we are an easy other. I think it's jealousy. I think we represent a threat to the status quo. I know it to be true because I desperately avoided transition because it was so much easier not to create, to not rock the boat, to deny who I was so that my life would be easier. And it wasn't. You will feel lonely from time to time, but you're not alone because you're here now. I would ask for those people to hold on to hope, because often it's the only thing that we've got. But if that ever becomes too difficult, reach out for help, because the world is better with us in it.